access, and
have you start to implement or through practice what you have learned?
yeah, I found 2 journals from Web of Science.
Okay,
with
good.
YouTube.
So now it's easier for you, right, to search papers?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, you have to practice, huh? You have to practice and especially all these databases, and also the librarian has explained how to use what you call this that referencing software.
Turn it in.
Yeah, turn in is for similarity check.
In the note.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the note.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, the notes.
It's
The note
for
is very
checking
useful.
plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Turn in is for plagiarism. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I will let you know the ID for submission of your work later on. Later on, when you are preparing your report, you need to have turn in check. Okay, submit to turn in, and then you will get the similarity report. Okay, this is the note. Okay, the note, which is what you call this, for putting your references. You know, you remember that one?
Yes,
Yes,
in the
sir.
note. In the note. The software is called End Note.
Such as special.
Okay, Ahmad, can you explain on that? The note, how to what is the features that we have in notes?
The End Note is generally software is used to include references, and this is the main feature in our field.
Okay, it is very useful, isn't it? Much easier having that, right? Compared to you manually do listing your references.
Yes, I have. There is a feature in Word. I think it's quite efficient as well. About referencing, but EndNote is about reliability. I think because you are making the reference from the source itself.
Yes. So it is a complete referencing based on the original source, and also you can search the what do you call it, papers based on your references that you have compiled, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, link to the source. Okay. Anyway, try to make use of that knowledge that you have learned, the library skill, okay, to search papers and so on. Okay, let me continue for the lecture today.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes.
A small request about assignment that we submitted.
Yeah.
We need correction or feedback of our work.
Okay. You will get the feedback. Okay. I will let you know. Right.
Okay. Yes, that's very important too.
Okay, so there are few students have not submitted. I've checked this morning. Okay, I think assignment 1 only 17 students submitted out of 22. Okay, so assignment 2 also about 18 students. So not everyone submitted. Please submit it all so that I can go at one go and provide the feedback for everyone.
Yes, Prof, we still have time for the last one for 2 papers to make.
Yeah, yes. That one, yes, that one is due date is 27. You still have time, but the earlier assignment, still a few students have not submitted.
Okay, because we need more time because
Doctor, I need more clarification, Doctor.
Okay, what clarification?
Yes, concerning the serial lecture that you asked us to be listening on Facebook.
Say again.
I said those are UTM serial lecture, in college and engineering serial lectures.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I said those summaries, are we going to compile the 5 and submit at once, or we should be submitting every week?
No, have you visited our e-learning?
Yes, I do.
Okay, in the e-learning, I opened already submission link. Okay, now
Okay.
already two links already open. So you go and submit to that link.
Okay.
So far only two I open. Okay, so I will open again another one. So because we try to focus, as we move on, we don't want you just listening, but we want you to pay attention on certain aspect. Okay, for example, the second one, okay, you try to relate what you have listened to the first one. Okay, to see, make comparison. So from that comparison, actually you are doing some thinking, not just listening and just recording. That's the purpose. So far I've opened 2 submissions for that.
Okay.
So go and regularly check your e-learning. Okay.
Okay.
Do you see my sharing slide now on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, this is what we want to discuss today. Okay. So problem formulation and research design. Okay. So we want to focus how we can formulate a problem here. Okay, step of research, everyone maybe now I think you're already familiar. Selection of research problem formulation. Okay, this is very important. How can we formulate a problem? Okay, so once you do a literature review, you read what others have done, you should be able to formulate a problem, and then you should have statement of the problem. Okay, and then continue with your research question or your objective. Normally in engineering, we use objective. Okay, so sometimes you can also use research question, okay, after having your objective, okay, to clarify more detail about your objective. And maybe you can also have hypothesis, especially in social science. Research question and hypothesis, they are very particular about it. Okay, and then you should have scope and limitation about your work. You have to know your boundary, where you want to limit your investigation, because the problem might be so big. Okay, so you have to create a boundary and the scope of your work. Okay, theoretical framework, and I'll give you some example. Okay, so this is what we call it in terms of overview of the whole thing. You start with literature review. Okay, I have a longer line here. Okay, actually like inverted triangle. If we continue this as a triangle, but we have a bigger on the top. It shows that you are starting from broad review. Okay, when you do a literature review, you need to learn a broad perspective of your chosen area, and then you go down, which is more specific, which is more details, until you focus on a certain issues, okay, sub area in your chosen domain of the study. Okay, having done the review of others, okay, you will know there is a gap, there is a need for further research, there is still a problem unresolved, and then you continue with your problem formulation, which is the yellow color here. Okay, problem formulation. So this is maybe a challenging part, okay, for a new researcher, how to formulate a problem. Okay, one thing that you may realize that, okay, in doing master projects or research, okay, you need to find your own question and you need to find your own solution. Okay, I think there is a noise somewhere. Somebody is creating noise. Okay, you see the noise? It's disturbing. Who is creating the noise? Do you hear the noise?
Yes, we do.
There's some noise.
Okay, let me. Okay, now it's stopped. Right.
Maybe the fan in your office.
File.
I said maybe the fan.
Okay.
I can see fan in your office.
No, my fan is no noise. You see the fan on my house. My fan has zero noise.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, so there is problem formulation, right? So this problem formulation is you are creating like a question. Okay, if you take a test, so you should come up, the lecturer will prepare for you, your teacher will prepare for you the question. But in the case of doing research, you need to prepare yourself the question. Okay, what is the problem? And you also have to find the solution to that problem. Okay, so finding problem, okay, is a challenging part for new researcher, because why? You need to read a lot of literature for you to identify where is the question that you should investigate. Okay, the gap, what we call it, the gap of research. There where you will come up with a statement of problem. Statement of problem is like a question that you want to investigate. Having that question or problem, statement of problem, you will go on research design. Okay, you need to design the research. How will you approach the problem? Okay, how can you solve the problem? This is what we call it research design. Research design is related to methodology. The outcome of research design is research methodology, which is the method that you should look, or the method that you will use in doing your research. And only then after that you implement that, collect data, analyze result, and so on. Okay, so for now, let's look at problem formulation. Okay, so I think you are familiar now with this: formulate problem, determine research design. Okay, it's the same thing that I've shown just now, but now it's just in terms of flowchart. Okay, formulate problem. Okay, only can be done after literature review. Okay, have you seen this diagram before in this class?
No, sir.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, one thing that I would like to remind you that problem formulation is the heart of your research. Okay, the heart of every research is the problem. Okay, so you must love your chosen problem. Otherwise, you will get tension and stress. Okay, you must make sure that you like. For example, you want to do research in air conditioning. You must like this area. You want to do research in pattern recognition. You must love the pattern recognition. Okay, if you want to do a research in supply chain, you must love supply chain. Otherwise, you are against your natural wills. You know, you must love the chosen problem, because you're going to work in this problem for 2 semesters. Okay, for those who are doing higher degrees in research, for example, PhD, so they are going to stay with this problem for 3 years, 4 years. You know, so if they don't like the problem, it create a lot of problem, tension, and you know, you can get high blood pressure then. Okay.
Yeah, no problem, no research.
No problem, no research. Yes, make sure the problem, you love the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, you must like it. Okay, you must, because
Prof, this problem takes as a point in your research from your supervisor. You choose a point. This point, it means this area or this problem you need to discuss about.
okay, you can get the research problem from supervisor, but you must like the problem that given by your supervisor. Okay, you must force yourself to like that problem. Okay, because if you don't like the problem, it create a lot of stress, you know, to you. Okay, problem formulation, the outcome of problem formulation is statement of problem. So where do we put a statement problem? Where do we write statement of problem in the research proposal? Which chapter?
I think
Chapter 1, sir.
chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
It will be part of chapter 1. Okay, will be part of chapter 1.
And introduction, and that's the first, I think.
Yeah, the first in the introduction chapter. Okay, chapter 1 is introduction. Okay, where do you put your literature review? Which chapter?
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. But why we study literature first? Why we study chapter 2 first before we?
Yes, for us to be able to identify the problem.
Yes, exactly. So you cannot write a statement of problem before you do literature. Okay, make it clear, because I still have students asking me, which chapter should I start in writing my proposal? So I asked the student again, can you write statement of problem without doing literature? He said no. Okay, and then so obviously literature is the starting point. Okay, literature is the starting point. After having literature, only then we know the statement of problem. Statement problem will go to chapter 1, okay, the introduction chapter. Okay, problem statement is the heart or the core of your thesis or your project report. Okay, master project, we call it project report. Okay, in UTM perspective, thesis is for research degrees. For those who are doing master by research, PhD by research, they call it thesis. But anyway, this term are being mixed up. Some people, even undergraduate students, they say, oh, they are preparing a thesis. Actually, they are doing undergraduate project report. Okay, a thesis meaning that a big thing where you must have something that is, new ideas that you are investigating. Okay, so in the case of master by project, okay, we call it master project report. Okay, instead of thesis. Okay, so statement of problem which should always be written if you lose track, okay, during your further research and writing process. So you must keep checking back, okay, keep referring to your statement of problem. Okay, so you may need to refine or rewrite, reformulate your statement of problem. Okay, formulating research problem, okay, it's not an easy task. Okay, I have to be realistic here. It's not an easy task. It requires a lot of reading, a lot of consultation. Okay, of course, the shortcut for you is to go and ask your potential supervisor about the problem, because he may know what is the problem because he already have previous students who have done related research. So that is one way to get a research problem. But you remember, when you get a research problem from someone, from your supervisor, later on, when you want to become academics, okay, you must find your own research problem by yourself. Okay, nobody will give it to you. So meaning that you still have to do extensive literature review. Okay, I think it's okay to get a research problems from supervisor at this stage. But if you are going for higher degrees, you need to find a research problem by yourself. Maybe the supervisor will give tentative problems, okay, for you to start. But after that, you need to go to the literature to confirm the problem is valid, the problem is significant, and so on. Okay. So at this stage, as a master student by coursework, you are learning some, techniques to do research. Okay. So you must be aware that formulating a problem is something which is very important, and it is not an easy task. You need to do a thorough literature review, especially if you are doing, a research degree. Okay, but for you, like a master by coursework, okay, if your supervisor have the problem, I think you just take it, and then you justify that problem by looking to the relevant literature to support, okay, the problem or the statement of problem that is given by the supervisor.
Yeah,
okay?
Prof,
Because
you told us about if you remember about the tree. If you have a problem with your point, you will be jumping in another branch. That's
yes,
difficult. Yeah.
yes, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
So if you have that branch of that tree, that will easy for you, because you know where you are belong to a broader perspective of your domain. Okay, so because you need to have somebody to supervise you, that will be good if you start talking to your potential supervisor, or if you already starting your research for project 1, okay, you can already practice this. Because you need also to get agreement from the supervisor, because whether he's able to supervise or not. Sometimes you have found a problem, but there is nobody who are able to supervise you. So also another problem. Okay. So anyway, defining a problem is very important, because the rest of your research activity dependent on this problem that you have selected. Okay, so this problem formulation require knowledge in the subject of interest, and also you need also to check, okay, whether you have the necessary techniques to solve that research problem. Okay, so that's where we put it in chapter 3 on research methodology. Okay, so on the next assignment that I will put in e-learning later on, you need to do a review focusing on what are alternative methods, because we cannot jump directly to the solution approach without reviewing what are the techniques and methods available to solve a problem. Every selection that we do, we need to have some reasoning, okay, reason for using that techniques. Okay, so I put here the most important step of research is this research problem. Okay, research problem. Okay, for those, I'll give you an example. For those who are doing PhD, sometimes it takes about 6 to 9 months just to get a research problem. Okay, meaning that they are reading the literature. Okay, they are doing, looking at what others have done, where is the gap, and so on. But in your case, okay, your projects is 2 semesters. Okay, let's say 1 semester is 4 months, you have 8 months. So if we say one third of the 8 months will be 2 months, right? 2.5 months. So you should be spending on your literature review about 3 months, 2 to 3 months. Okay, so that you should be able to clarify your statement of problem by after 3 months. Okay, if you still have no problem after 5 months, and then it's a really problem, because you cannot even, not enough time for you then. Okay, so identifying, this is like identifying the destination prior to beginning of a journey. Okay, similar thing that what I showed last time in the branch. Okay, which direction you want to go to get the best results of your effort. Okay, like this way, or that way. Okay, so you need to find, this is where you are making your classification tree for the sub area in your domain. Okay, you need to choose which direction. Okay, so having that problem is actually roughly you should plan where you want to arrive, okay, at the end of your journey in this research. Okay, problem formulation is the first step of research process. It includes defining the problem, developing research objective, and developing hypothesis. Okay, so statement of problem is related to problem that you have defined. Okay, you define the problem, and then you have to come up with the objective. What are your objective? Okay, related to that problem. Okay, most important part of research process. Okay, but also one of the most difficult. Okay, problem is rarely clear cut. So in the case of master project, you can get advice from supervisor. Maybe supervisor already propose a topic. Okay, that's already partially done. Okay, in your case, but make sure you like the topic, you like the problem given. Okay, what is research problem? Research problem is a question that need to be answered. Okay, there is a problem, but no clear solution. Maybe somebody already did a research, but he didn't do it, clearly. He did not report clearly. Or there is a problem, but he partially solved. Okay, or maybe the problem is there, but he used a different techniques. So now you are going to use another techniques. Okay, so maybe previous researcher has used simulation studies, but now you say I want to do a laboratory investigation to confirm his finding. Okay, so meaning that there is still a gap in that problem. Research problem is a concept researcher want to understand. Okay, there could be a new theory, but the theory is limited in certain area. So now you want to have a better understanding. Okay, it could be a crisis that need to be resolved. Okay. So for example, nowadays we are having COVID-19. So this is a crisis. So maybe you want to do investigation. Okay, how engineering can help in solving this crisis. For those in medical, maybe they are looking for new medications. Okay, those in engineering, maybe you want to have automated, inspection. For example, automation in checking, okay, in scanning of people whether they have symptoms of COVID-19 or not. Okay, so this is a crisis. Also, this is something that not being resolved, or a situation that need to be changed. Okay, a situation. So So for example, we have a climate, okay, now global warming, okay. So this is a situation that need to be changed. Maybe from air conditioning perspective, I think some of our friends are in this area. Maybe you are looking for a new, more environmental friendly, gas for air conditioning. I think they have done that some work on that. So now the gas is more, I think, ozone layer, safer for the environment issues. In the past, they are using, some these gases which are, not friendly to environmental aspect. Okay, something like that, So you have to look into the situation that need to be improved. Okay, how to maintain the environmental condition so that we don't contribute to the global warming. Okay, because air conditioning are using all this gas. Okay, so depleting of ozone layer can create more higher temperature to the earth and so on. Okay, so the problem could be a reason for dissatisfaction. Okay, so we are not satisfied with a certain performance of products, so we investigate how to make a better product, better design. You're looking for maybe human and machine interaction in terms of ergonomic perspective, for example. I'll give you an example here. Okay, do you know what is this? What is this machine? Vending machine. You know vending machine?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the use of vending machine? Anyone? Okay, Izzat, what is the use of vending machine?
The uses of vending machine, it's replace shop.
Shop, okay. So the question here is, okay, let's say the problem is how can we design a more user-friendly vending machine? Okay, is it the vending machine that you have used before very friendly? Is there any problem? Have you used vending machine before?
Yes.
Any problem that you notice in the vending machine?
No, so far no.
You are happy?
Not very happy because it was like a limited food there.
Limited food. Okay. So is there a problem? Limited food is it a problem?
Yeah.
It's a problem, right? So you identify there is a problem. You go to a machine, the food already finished, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to add? Have you have experience in using vending machine? Okay. Let me ask Muhammad Azrul. Arif.
Yes, doctor.
You have experience using vending machine?
Yes,
Any,
by food and beverage.
okay. Any problem that you have faced in using?
Somehow the coins stuck and eat our money like that.
So your money lost, right?
Yes.
The machine just swollen your money. Okay, the money gone, and then you will kick the machine, right? Okay. So as engineer, you might be thinking, okay, this machine is not smart enough. Okay, there are cases where the food finish, and sometimes the money disappear. Okay, this is a problem. So that could be leading for you to formulate a problem. Okay, formulate a problem to improve the vending machine, for example, to make it more intelligent or more automated. For example, this vending machine is standalone. There is no connection to internet. Okay, but now we have IoT, Internet of Things. So we can put some sensors here that when there is inventory of the items already depleting, it can automatically send a signal for somebody to come and service the machine. Okay, and also we could have more sensors for example, when there is no more coins inside. Okay, or maybe the coin already full. Okay, so there is a need to upgrade this to make it more user friendly and more efficient. Okay, so a research problem is like foundation of a building. Research problem is a foundation, is a base of the of a research. It's foundation. Okay, very important. Okay, The type of architecture of the building depend on the foundation. Okay, how you move on after that, how you want to build the building depend on the problem that you have formulated. If foundation is well designed and strong, you can expect the building is strong. Same thing also, if you have a clear idea about your research, okay, so your following step also will be clear. Okay. All right. Okay. Consideration in selecting the research problem. Okay. So must make sure that research process is manageable and will make yourself remain motivated. Okay. What is the first thing? Interest. Okay. You must have the same interest with the topic and the supervisor that going to supervise you. If you have no interest, you are forcing yourself. You have to be. What's that? Okay. And also expertise. Okay. You need to build your expertise in this area. Okay. What area you are choosing. Okay. Perhaps that after doing this project, you will have better understanding on that area. And also you have to consider data availability. Where you want to get the data. Okay. Is it available data from databases? Is it data already available from previous researchers? Is it data you need to go to laboratory and to do experiment to collect data? Okay, you have to think how the data. Okay, once you have a problem, you have to think, how can I get the data? Okay, should I do a survey or should I go to laboratories? Should I, interview people or should I develop in my computer the models and run the simulations? So this data availability is very important. Okay. So having a problem and not sure how to collect data is also a problem. And after that, you have to evaluate that problem. Okay, whether that problem is significant or is it irrelevant? Is it still current? Because some problem might be obsolete. Okay, if you are investigating on how to produce media storage, for example, floppy disk for computer data storage. Okay, it's already obsolete. Okay, it's not going to be any significant, but nobody is going to use that findings. Okay, so you have to look into the in terms of theoretical aspect, the practical aspect, and timeliness. Okay, is it enough for you to solve this problem within your given duration? Okay, so manageability. Okay, can you manage it or not? Okay, so this is where the scope is very important. You have to scope down what you have planned to do. Okay, so the problem might be big, but you have to clearly define the scope. Okay. So these are steps in doing research. Okay, repeating again, identify the subject area, problem definition, literature review, selecting research design and object, data gathering, and so on. Okay, different way of looking the research step until you have the writing the report and publication. Okay. Okay, this is the same thing as a process. Okay, basically, we are keep asking ourselves, asking question, identify the important factor, formulating hypothesis, and so on. Okay. Okay, what is a problem? Okay, definition of problem is a gap. Okay, I think we are clear now. It's a gap between existing state and the desired state. Okay, what are the existing, the current situation, and where we want to go from there? Okay, that's what we call it a gap. Okay, the solution will be closing this gap. Okay. Okay, selection of research problem. Okay, so it is very useful if you can get review papers. Okay, review papers. Previous researcher may have prepared review paper. Try to find review paper in your area. Okay, so from there you can know the trend. Okay, the trend. So if you are able to see the trend, what is happening in that area, you can see the direction of research. Okay, the direction of research for the problem and also direction of research for solution approach. Okay, remember that when there is a problem, there is solution. Okay, so if you are coming from is an industrial engineering, you may be familiar with product life cycle. Okay, introduction, growth, maturity, decline. So if you look at this in this perspective, okay, I just borrow this diagram from production operation. Okay, so if you look this from perspective of life cycle in terms of research issues, solution, and techniques, okay, we see that, okay, let's say take a product. take a product. DVD now is on decline. Okay, everyone I think familiar with DVD. Less people are using DVD. The diskette for data storage in computer also decline. Okay, but we have thumb drive. Okay, thumb drive already maturity state. Okay, so if you have cloud computing still on growth, we have Internet of Things still at the beginning stage. Okay, so the X here is we are still asking what is after Internet of Things. Okay, people go on internet now. Everything for data you just dump into your iCloud. Okay, if you are iPhone user. Okay, or OneDrive if you are Microsoft. Okay, or you can go to Google Drive and so on. Okay, so you can see that the introduction stage now still unknown. People are looking for a better solution, a better problem. Okay, but Internet of Things is still, people are getting more familiar of that. Okay, cloud computing and so on. Okay, so the same thing you can chat something like this in your area. Okay, if you take air conditioning. Okay, what is the issues? What is the I think one of the issues is people trying to use a better, aircon design to have inverter, for example. Okay, a better gas that it is safer to the ozone layer. Okay, you can see where is it? Is it already maturity area, or is it decline, or is it still the beginning? Okay, so if you are able to plot in this way, okay, that will guide you that you are doing something correct. Okay, so if that problem is in the introduction, of course it will be challenging because not much literature related to that. The growth, it shows that so many people are working on that area. So you may get easier in terms of literature, but to have a unique contribution might be difficult. But I think for you as a master project, maybe you could look into the growth area. Okay, if you go to introduction, meaning really a new area, maybe very difficult. Okay, so you can go to growth area. If you go to maturity, maybe you just replicate what others have done. You just redo what others have done, because so many people already done in that area. Nothing more, nothing new that can be introduced because it's already available. Okay, but avoid the decline because there is obsolete area, unless you want to challenge. Okay, you want to challenge the old thinking with a new one. Okay, for example, for those who have listened my talk last night, I mentioned about runs rule. Okay, anybody attended my seminar last night?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Yes, and have a lot of benefit from this lecture.
What did you learn then?
I learned from you, for example, at the first time to see how to your friend to told about your CV. After that, you begin about how to make a presentation, use PowerPoint, how to you outline point in the presentation, and talk about the presentation. That's steps has benefit from this steps. Do you know? And this is steps very important, and maybe in the research methodology or my project, you need to do presentation about my project.
Okay, that's very good.
Yes.
You notice something useful. Okay, anybody else?
Yes, sir. What I learned about your presentation yesterday was, it was very interesting how a project is being controlled.
Yeah.
How you can control a product by identifying the patterns maybe of distribution,
Yes.
and it can be detected online. That's
All right.
very interesting, actually. Most especially that you are a smart control chart or something that you did. It was very interesting, actually, how you can identify the distribution, how it is shifting, and how you even started from, you take that from that national rules, which was 1984 something.
Yes.
And you blend it with your own and come up with something. You see, that 1984 something, it was an old something, but now it has been declined. Now you brought it back and you blend it with new idea. You bring in this thing. Actually, it was very interesting.
Okay, exactly. That's why I want to get the point. Okay, even if the area already declined, actually we noticed that not much work has been done. I mean, it was already maturity, the runs rule. Okay, runs rule was matured and is considered as old techniques. It's a decline, but we try to argue that we have to re-look into this technique. Okay, again to improve it and combine with a new technology. Okay, even those techniques already decline in terms of research, people don't pay too much attention. People go, forget about runs rule. They just go on artificial intelligence for pattern recognition. But our argument was that this runs rule is very useful for short run production where we do not have enough data because of the soft computing models. Okay.
Yes.
The soft computing models is a data-driven approach. We need a lot of data. Okay, Zohar Tain in Johor Bahru. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here relate to this. Even it is on decline. If you look at and from new perspective, you try to revitalize this area. It may be come back as something that is still relevant. But you must argue convincingly, on this part, because still there are traditional researcher, they refuse to accept this. But our investigation proved that this runs rule is still useful, especially when we combine with three rules. Okay, if individually it's not effective, even two rules combined is also not effective. But if you use three rules concurrently, it can lead to identification of patterns. Okay, so in the situation where data is limited, especially for short run production where you produce a small number of quantities, you don't have enough data to train the neural networks. So this technique will be very useful. So what I'm trying to relate to here is, if you found that an old technology has been matured and declined, not many people are looking into that techniques, you may re-look into it, try to renew the interest, but you have to bring to a new perspective that other people don't pay attention to that. Okay, I think that time is almost there, but anyway, what I'm trying to say here, try to see the status of that technology in your area. Where is it? Is it introduction stage? Is it in growth stage? Is it maturity or decline? Okay, but for the beginning of researcher, maybe you are more safe for you to go on the growth area. Introduction will be like looking for feasibility studies. Okay, there is a risk of doing that because the technology is still at very premature there. But if a growth stage, meaning that other people have done, but maybe you want to look at different scope or different angle of the same problem. Okay, okay, I think the rest I will continue next class. Okay. Okay, is there any question from you?
Yes, my question is, I would like to know the difference between thesis and master's project.
What is the difference, is it?
Yes, sir, this is what I want to know actually.
Okay, this is from UTM perspective. Thesis is where you have full research. Okay, you are registered yourself as Master of Philosophy. You will produce a thesis. Okay, so of course expectation is higher when there is you are doing master by research, where you have to have novelty and also significance in your findings. Okay, you should have contribute some new information, new understanding. But if you are doing master project, okay, so expectation is not as high as master thesis. Okay, because you are doing this as a coursework, and then you learn how to do literature, formulate problem, and do some experiment, collect data and interpretation. So what you will be reporting in your report, okay, doesn't have to be significantly different than other from previous investigation. Maybe others have done it, but now you are doing it in the perspective of, for example, related to your own country. Somebody has done it in Malaysia, but now nobody have done, for example, to design a customized aircon or, for certain transportation. You have different type of aircon. You have aircon for bus, aircon for automotive, office aircon. Maybe say, okay, I want to create a new design of aircon for customized to the need of people in your country. But you have to have a reason why you need to customize, because maybe you say environment in Malaysia different than environment in Nigeria, for example. So somebody has done it for Malaysia, but now you want to suit to Nigeria. So that could be a study. But if you say, is it significant? Okay, depend on the depth of your investigation. Okay, so now you ask, what is thesis, what is master? So what I can say is, master project in terms of significant of contribution is less compared to master thesis. Okay, in terms of depth also it is not as deep as master research, master by research, because they got master of philosophy there. Okay, is it giving you some idea?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have no question, you can exit the class. For those who do not have class, you can remain online, and if you have question, okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, for those who have question, you can ask me now.
Okay, Prof, I think the previous lectures of this subject research and methodology, I think to prepare us as the introduction. This the first lecture talk about the research methodology at the steps of the research methodology. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Previously, it was focusing on literature, but now, assuming that literature has been settled, now you have to start thinking, what is your statement of problem? What is your objective of your research? Okay, you may have already done it while you are doing literature, that's fine, but now we have to look into it, whether what you have, is it a statement of problem or not.
Yes.
Especially, for example, some people have literature citation in statement of problem. In my opinion, this is not proper. Okay, but I have seen that even those who are presenting for examination, they have putting that citation and things mixed up between problem statement and literature review. So we do not want that to happen to at least for my student lah. Okay, because some people, they're still confused. Even they are submitting for examination, they still have literature review mixed up with statement of problem. Literature review in the chapter 1 should be under background of the problem, not in the statement of problem. There are different things. You have literature in chapter 2, but when you go to chapter 1, you have the introduction chapter. For the first thing you will write is background of the problem.
Yes, the first chapter is the previous studies about your point.
Yes, just the key points of background.
Yeah, and find background and find the gaps. After that, you make smaller to take your point from this. Just take your point from this previous studies.
Yes, and then you have one small section. You call it statement of problem. Okay. So the point here is some student, they mix up between literature and statement of problem. Okay, so statement of problem should be very concise, very clear. This is like a question that you need to answer in doing your research. Okay, if you are just make a statement of other works, which is not in terms of explaining the problem, that should be transferred to background of the problem, which is coming from your literature. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any more problem? Any more question? Okay, I see.
Just if you don't mind, Prof, we need all the slides because this lecture is very important as the basic of research methodology.
Yeah.
And you need, if you don't mind, also you need the record of this lecture to to listen in several times.
Okay, inshallah. You received already for the previous lecture, right?
Okay.
The previous lecture already given, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We have previous lecture.
Okay, I will prepare for this one also.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Okay. Okay, how about others? You have still a problem, a question? The Bukhari, any question? Yeah, I still see a few of you still online. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.